this is a festival of democracy. Israel is a happy country. Israel is a country where people are smiling. Israel is a country where people are voting, or at least they should vote, so please go and vote. That's what I have to say.
All right, let's get some analysis. Joining me now for more is Akiva Eldar from Tel Aviv. He is a political analyst as well as a senior columnist over at Al Monitor. Good to have you on the show, sir. Now, Likud was holding on to a slight lead coming into the polls, but what's interesting about this election is that he's facing a dynamic that didn't exist in previous elections, and that is stiff competition from the right. How do you think this will play into these elections?
Well, it may play in the direction of having fifth elections. If Netanyahu doesn't get the 61 votes with the ultra-Orthodox and with Bennett, who is one of those parties that you just mentioned that are challenging Netanyahu for the first time from the right, with an ultra-right racist party, if Netanyahu will not be able to form a 61 government, then we are going to another elections, because those parties from the right have delegitimized any kind of cooperation, forming a coalition with Netanyahu. The elections are about Netanyahu or not Netanyahu. It's not about ideals. It's not about the occupation. It's not about vaccination even and the COVID-19. It's parties from both right and left, kind of anti-Netanyahu coalition versus Netanyahu and the Orthodox and ultra-right parties. Even if Netanyahu will be able to form a 61 coalition, he will have a real problem functioning under it. He will be challenged by the gatekeepers, the media, the Knesset, since it's unprecedented that you have a leader of a country, very fragile democracy, that is spending half of the week sitting in court and the other half of the week taking decisions on life and death.
Okay. Once again, if I understand you correctly, this is turning into a referendum on Netanyahu. All right. Polls in Israel have largely been accurate. And working on that assumption, in this election, I believe there are more undecided voters than ever before. How do you think this will come into play?
I think what is the most important thing is the turnout. How many people, I'm talking to you from a balloting station. I have volunteered to serve as an inspector in a balloting station. And I can see people who are very tired, very cynical about it. And if you send your cameraman to the beach, you see many young people on the beach. And you have at least 2 or even 3 parties who are right on the threshold. And if they will not make it, like Meretz and the Gantz party and the ultra-right party, and if they don't cross the threshold, which means 150,000 voters, then the whole picture may change. So it is touch and go. It may take few more days, maybe even weeks, before we have the results, since many people who were not vaccinated or are ill are voting in double envelopes, and it will take time to count those votes.
You were mentioning, this all depends on whether Netanyahu will reach that threshold. I mean, after the vote, the Prime Minister's trial for alleged corruption will continue. What do you think will likely happen?
First of all, the procedure is that the president will have to give one member of Knesset who is able to form a 61 coalition, to give him the mandate, 45 days, to try and form this government. The president has the legal authority to say, I'm not giving it to a member of Knesset who has been indicted and is standing trial. And since his term will be over in July, he hasn't got much to lose, the president, and he can put his mark in history. On the other hand, the Israeli Supreme Court has legitimized this scenario that the Prime Minister will act while he is sitting in court. So it is really possible, theoretically and even practically, that Netanyahu will keep sitting as Prime Minister. Even if we are going for the fifth election, he will gain more time, and then he can wait for a miracle, something to happen, passing a bill in the Knesset that will clear him, which is very difficult because the trial has already started. But they are planning to pass a series of legislation that will limit the power of the legal system and the Attorney General. He can even replace the Attorney General. Speculation is skyrocketing.
All right. Political analyst Akiva Eldar joining us live from a polling station. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate your analysis.